Welcome back to the Crime Bowl podcast with Bill and Jill, where it's true crime, no bull. Please like, share, and subscribe. Today, we're diving into, well, a really baffling case. It's based on that City Towner article from October 27th, 2024 you sent over. We're talking about the disappearance of John Spira back in 2007, West Chicago, Illinois. And our mission, really, is to unpack what happened, or rather, what we know happened, and try to figure out why it's still such a mystery all these years later.
Yeah, it's one of those cases that just sticks with you. Because like you said, it's not just a disappearance. It's someone who seemed to have a pretty full life. And the article really highlights that there wasn't any obvious sign, no clear reason for him to just vanish.
Okay, so let's paint a picture. Who is John Spira? The article calls him successful, right? Co-owner of Universal Cable Construction.
Businessman.
But also, charismatic, hardworking,
Yeah.
and passionate about music. Lead singer, guitarist for a blues band, the Rabble Rousers.
Yeah, apparently they played around Chicago quite a bit, so he wasn't just a 9-to-5 guy.
Right. He had this whole other dimension to his life. Business owner by day, musician by night sort of thing.
Exactly. And that suggests, a lot of connections, people in business, people in the music scene, people who would notice if he just dropped off the map.
Which they did.
Which they definitely did. And the article pointing out his, outgoing nature and his passion, it just makes the idea he'd willingly walk away from all that. Well, it seems even less likely, doesn't it?
It really does. And the timing. February 2007, he was recently divorced, living in St. Charles.
Yeah.
And the day he went missing, the 23rd, just seemed like a normal Friday. A regular work day at his company in West Chicago.
People saw him, talked to him.
Yeah, colleagues said he was in good spirits, even had dinner plans for that evening.
But he never made it to dinner.
Never made it, hasn't been seen since that afternoon. It's like, poof, gone.
And the timeline is so tight and so strange. That last known activity, the article says, was a phone call from his office around 7:00 p.m.
Yeah, around 7. And then nothing, just silence.
His car, still parked right there at the business.
Which is weird, right? If you're leaving, you usually take your car.
Usually. And no sign of a struggle, nothing obviously out of place at the office.
And his stuff, cell phone, keys, wallet, presumably all gone with him. What does that say?
Well, it could mean a few things. Maybe he did leave, taking his essentials, or someone else took them, possibly to hinder tracking or identification later. It's ambiguous.
And the location itself, that industrial area in West Chicago, warehouses, manufacturing, kind of isolated.
Definitely not a busy downtown street corner. More secluded. Plausible someone could leave unseen or, well, that something could happen without immediate witnesses.
Right. The article mentions surveillance footage showed him leaving the building. But then what? The trail just stops.
Right. He didn't seem upset, didn't seem like he was planning a sudden departure based on how he looked or acted earlier.
Did he leave on his own? Did he meet someone voluntarily or not?
Those are the big questions. And the police did search extensively. The article mentions local police covering nearby woods, fields, even waterways.
And found nothing. Zero trace of him.
Which, again, suggests either he got clear of the immediate area very quickly and effectively, or if something bad happened, he, or evidence of it, was moved somewhere else entirely.
Okay, let's talk business.
Yeah.
Universal Cable Construction. Big projects, telecommunications stuff.
Yeah, sounds like a substantial company.
But the City Towner article also mentions whispers, reports of internal disputes, maybe financial disagreements with his business partner.
That definitely came up. It's almost always something investigators look into in cases like this, right? Business disputes can get ugly.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So you have to wonder if maybe those tensions were worse than they seemed on the surface. Could that be a motive?
It's possible. A definite possibility investigators explored. The article confirms that. But, and this is key, it seems like it remains speculation. There wasn't any, smoking gun, no direct evidence linking those alleged disputes to him disappearing. Just talk.
Which is so frustrating from an investigative standpoint. You have a potential motive, but nothing solid to back it up.
Exactly. And the initial investigation, they threw resources at it. West Chicago PD, FBI assistants, other local agencies helping out.
Ground searches, aerial searches, checking the water.
Combing through phone records, financial stuff, digital footprints. The usual playbook.
But it all just fizzled out after that 7 p.m. phone call. The trail went stone cold, fast.
It really highlights how tough these cases are when there's no obvious crime scene, no immediate physical evidence to work with. You're chasing shadows.
And talking to people. The interviews, business partner, employees, friends, family. Everyone got interviewed.
And the consensus seems to be he was fine. He seemed normal, maybe a bit stressed about work sometimes, like anyone, but nothing alarming.
The business stuff was mentioned, sure, but most didn't think it was, that serious. Not serious enough for this.
Right, not serious enough for foul play in their view.
And some people even said he was excited, looking forward to new projects, personal plans.
Which just deepens the mystery, doesn't it? If he was looking forward, why disappear? It argues against him just deciding to vanish.
It really does. It makes the voluntary disappearance theory seem, well, less likely.
Much less likely, especially with strong ties.
And his sister, Stephanie McNeil, the article mentions her. She really stepped up, didn't she?
Oh, absolutely. Became a huge advocate, organizing searches, media campaigns, press conferences, trying desperately to keep his name out there, find answers.
You can't even imagine what that's like for the family. Years and years of not knowing, just emptiness.
It's a unique kind of torture, that ambiguity. The lack of closure is devastating for loved ones. Her efforts really show that lingering hope, that refusal to give up.
So, okay, leads and suspects, the business partner, questioned extensively, the article says, denied everything.
Standard procedure, especially given the rumors of disputes. But again, nothing concrete seemed to emerge from that questioning.
So what else? Police considered other things, right? Robbery gone wrong, kidnapping, something business-related, but maybe not the partner.
All those possibilities were on the table. Abduction tied to business, maybe a deal gone bad, or even something personal. But they're all just theories without proof.
No evidence surfaced for any of them.
None that's been made public anyway. They looked into his personal life to the divorce, which was apparently amicable, any new relationships.
And nothing there either.
Seemed like dead ends all around. It suggests maybe that whoever was involved, if someone was, they were careful. Or the motive was something completely unexpected, something investigators just haven't hit on.
It's like a void. So many potential paths, but none lead anywhere.
Precisely. Which leaves you with those main theories the article touches on.
Yeah, like 1, abduction, business or personal reasons. 2, foul play by an associate, maybe linked to those business tensions.
3, voluntary disappearance seems unlikely given everything, but you can't entirely dismiss it.
And 4, the random act of violence theory. Just wrong place, wrong time. Chilling.
And equally lacking in evidence as the others. It's a theoretical possibility, but nothing points to it specifically.
It's so frustrating for law enforcement. What do you do when you have nothing?
It's incredibly challenging. No physical evidence, no witnesses to the key moment, no clear motive. That's the trifecta of investigative nightmares.
And time just makes it harder. Memories fade, leads dry up.
Exactly. Generating new tips after so many years is tough, even with media coverage.
Speaking of media, the case got a lot of attention initially, right? Especially around Chicago.
Oh yeah, big local story. Successful guy, musician, vanishes into thin air. It's compelling.
And local news revisits it sometimes, on anniversaries and such. Keeps the name out there.
They try, and that City Towner piece shows there's still interest. But has it led to anything concrete?
Doesn't seem like it. No major breakthroughs from the media attention, unfortunately.
That you always hope, right?
You always hope. Sometimes all it takes is one person seeing an old story, remembering something small.
Yeah.
But yeah, the odds decrease over time.
Which brings us back to those big, looming, unanswered questions. What happened after that 7 p.m. call? Where'd he go? Why were there no signs of a struggle if it was foul play? Why was nothing of his ever found?
Was it planned? By him or someone else? Or just a sudden chaotic event?
The complete lack of solid evidence just leaves everything open. It's what makes it such an enduring puzzle. What's the detail that nags at you the most?
For me, I think it's the car being left behind, but his personal items being gone. That combination feels odd. It doesn't quite fit neatly into either left voluntarily or abducted right there.
That's a really good point. It is a conflicting detail. It doesn't point clearly in one direction. For me, it's still the total absence of anything. The phone, keys, wallet, just evaporated with him. That feels deliberate. Targeted almost, like someone knew how to make everything disappear.
Yeah. It's deeply unsettling. And like the article says, John Spira's case is just, it's a tough reminder of how many people are out there missing, how many families are waiting.
And the need for investigations to continue, for people to keep paying attention, even years later.
It really is.
Yeah.
The contrast between his seemingly normal active life and just the sudden stop, no warning signs, that's what's so baffling.
Complete vanishing act.
So, to everyone listening,
Yeah.
what do you think? What details from John Spira's disappearance stand out to you? What theories seem more or less plausible based on what we've discussed today? Food for thought. True Crime Noble.